going on YouTube? DJ Philly D here. So, I'm not really my normal hyper self right now because I wanted to kind of bring you guys something that was a little bit more on the serious level. For anybody that doesn't know, hasn't watched the news or anything today, at about 7:30 this morning in Chardon, Ohio, high school kid chilling in the cafeteria, opens fire on a cafeteria full of high school students. He's killed one. There is two that are in critical condition, one that's in stable condition, one that's in serious condition, and again, one that died. And I guess my biggest issue with this is that they said that the kid, he was kind of like an outcast. Went through like a goth stage, and didn't really have very many friends. Maybe got bullied a little bit while he was in high school. So I guess my main message here is bullying happens. I mean, it's something that I feel that we all go through at some point in time in our lives, and it's just how you handle it. I feel that, shooting up a school is a cop-out. Like, I was bullied. I went to a high school where, in a town where 90% of the kids grew up on farms. They were all farm kids. If any of you guys that know me knows that I'm not a farm kid at all. I'm more of a city kid. So I got picked on all the time. I got called a wigger, a wannabe. I got picked on because I didn't wear tight jeans and boots and work on a farm and stuff. But I overcame that. Like, I didn't allow it to drive me to the point where I was going to kill people. Did it piss me off sometimes? Yeah. I mean, for people to act like that, it's uncalled for, and that's why these things happen. I mean, I'm not condoning what this kid did at all, because it's a cop-out. It's a pussy move. Like, do it the old-fashioned way. If you're gonna solve an issue that you have with somebody, you got these. I'm sure that the families of those affected by this, whether it was a victim or whether it was just a kid that's now going to be emotionally scarred for life, I'm sure they would have rather you gotten into a fist fight. Broken bones heal. Death is permanent. So, like, I just think that it's a real pussy move for that kid to go and say, oh, well, these kids are constantly picking on me, so I'm going to shoot them. Like, come on, dude. Like, there's so many other ways that you can deal with your problems. I mean, if you're not, obviously this kid had no problem with violence. So what was going on in his head that was like, I'm not even going to fight this kid to solve our issues. It's obviously beyond talking. But what was going on up here, where he was like, I can't even fight this kid. Like, I'm just going to shoot him. And I've read up on it, and they say that it doesn't look like it was just a random shooting. It looks like all of the people that were shot were targeted. It wasn't just a random shooting. Which, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, for this shit to go on, because kids, they see this person getting all this publicity, and I know this firsthand because back when, like, Columbine and shit like that, back when I was in school, for weeks upon weeks after Columbine happened, we dealt with bomb threats. We dealt with all that stupid shit because kids think that, oh, if I do this, I'm going to get publicity. Like, people are going to think I'm cool. No, you're not cool at all. You're a pansy. Seriously, if you can't solve problems with talk it out first, and if talking doesn't work, if you can't take it back to the roots of all disputes and solve it with your hands, then, I mean, there's no point in shooting people. Like, there's been times maybe that I've been like, oh, I'm going to shoot that person. I would never. Because you got to think about it this way. Like, he has now, not only has he ruined everybody else's lives that were involved, he's also ruined his own life. Don't think that just because he's like 17 and a juvenile, that he's going to be treated any differently. I know how the criminal justice system works. They're gonna try him as an adult. 17 years old is technically juvenile, but in a case like this, it wasn't a juvenile act. He'll be tried as an adult. He's going away for life. Like, you just ruined your entire life because people were mean to you. And I can't speak on behalf of like his life at home, because maybe it was bad. But you know what? I didn't have the easiest life at home either. I'm not going to say that I was beat and neglected. I didn't have the greatest upbringing, and look at me now. I didn't shoot nobody. I got a beautiful daughter. I'm in college. You know, I'm doing what I got to do, and did I let it get to me to the point where I'd kill people? No. But on another note, like, I was reading about this, and it says that that there was potentially... They didn't say whether or not it was from the shooter or not, but they did say that there was potentially... It says that one of the students told the news team that was there that a student tweeted he was going to bring a gun to school, but no one took him seriously. Another report said that it was a text message. This is the problem. Like, kids are going to do that to test the waters. If he put that tweet out there, that text message out there, he was doing it for a reason. It's one of those rare occasions where he wasn't doing it for attention. He was doing it to see if he'd get caught. And then when he realized nobody's going to do anything. If you walk into a store and you know that there's no cameras there and there's something there that you want that you can't afford and you know that there's not surveillance there, what are you going to do? You're going to take it because you're not going to get caught. So if you post something on Twitter or you send out a mass text message that says I'm going to do something and there's no obvious repercussions from it, then you're going to do it because the pros outweigh the cons. In his mind, his pros were obviously taking care of some people that he didn't like. The cons, he didn't see any cons, obviously, because he sent out that tweet or that text message and nothing was done about it. So it's like, we as adults, the school system, the community needs to be more proactive, not reactive. By being proactive, it should have been brought to somebody's attention. And maybe it's just because none of the kids took him seriously. But the kids have to understand that it's time to step up. Like, it shouldn't take an event like this to make you say, man, maybe I should have told somebody. Like, that's serious. And if it was brought to a faculty member's attention, then they should be fired, or there should be repercussions there. Because especially if it was brought to like an administrator or a teacher's attention, because it's your job as a teacher, as an administrator, those kids' lives are in your hand. So if you hear something like that, whether it's from somebody who's at the top of the class as far as grades go and the most popular kid in the school, or if it's that kid that's in special ed that doesn't have any friends, that struggles every year just to make the grade, they should all be treated the same, because anybody is capable of bringing a gun to school and doing some crazy stuff like that. Like, I don't really have much more to say about it now. Obviously, it's a new developing story. I'll probably post more about it coming up. I just feel like that it needs to be brought to people's attention that, like, shooting people in a school because you get picked on, you didn't solve any of your problems, dude. Because guess what? Now you're going to go to jail. Now you're going to be that same outcast. You're not going to be viewed as a badass in jail because you shot some people. You're going to prison where people did that because they felt like it. You're going to prison where people will kill you because you're goth. Because your views on life. Should have thought about that first, man. Like I said, I don't really have much else to say to this, so It's about a 10-minute video. I hope you guys like this. Share it, view it. Don't forget to add, rate, subscribe. I know that kind of sounds low for me to kind of promote on a video like this, but I just want you guys to be able to keep up to date with this as I do more stories on it. So you know the drill, YouTube. Till the next time, I'm out. And remember, violence isn't always the answer. It actually never really is the answer. Talk it out.